So, hi and welcome back, and I'm back on the South Bank again on the Thames. Just been in for a meeting which I can't go into what it was about, but it was very good for me, and I'm really excited about what's coming up in the near future with my other work. And I've decided to go back to basics, or back to my roots as it were, with the camera. So I've got my Praktica MCL5, not the original I had when I was 16, and I'm going to be taking some shots with that and Fomapan. Now, I didn't use Fomapan back in the day. It would have either been HP5 or FP4, and you're going to see how I first started doing child portrait photography when I was 16, and this was my first ever child portrait you're seeing now. Okay, so that was back then, and Wesley, I think he was probably about 10 in that photograph. He's now in his 40s, so yeah, it's quite a long time ago. And now I do portraits as well here, and here's another photograph I took just a few weeks ago. And there's a huge difference, because the fact of the matter is that I was using, a Sony a7 III with a portrait lens, and the difference between that and a Praktica are quite different. And it's just starting to rain. So as I'm here now, I'm going to take some photographs of the skyline. So that's Blackfriars railway station, and parts of the city in behind, and then you've got the Oxo building, and I don't know what that other one's. It was something to do with Santander originally, I think. Had adverts on it or something. The building behind, I think it's an office block and apartments and things. And so I'm going to try and get a few shots of that before I head back home. So I've got a few hours I can spare if I want to stay in London. And it's raining. Typical. So, hi and welcome back, and just testing my recorder's working. I've tried countless batteries and had no ends of problems. This is, I think, the third time I've had to restart this, which is proving to be a pain in the backside. Anyway, so I was out with my Praktica, and I had some Fomapan 400, or sorry, push processor 400 from 200, and this is really back to basics of my photography, and with the first camera I ever used, which was the Praktica. And I just wanted to go through some of the shots I took. Now, I underdeveloped the film, and it's because of the temperature the water dropped. You know how it is with everyone at the moment, heating the house and all that sort of thing. That's the problems like everyone else has got. I've got the same sort of issues. And this was taken with a 50mm lens, the Pentagon lens, I think it was. Yeah, it's all right. And I wanted to show you some of the really bad shots I've taken. So this is the one I've taken of the geese, and look at the dust. Now, I've cleaned these negatives twice, and it still hasn't fixed the problem. I don't know what it is. I need to rethink and relook at how I do things when I develop, because I can't carry on like this with them like this. But a lot of the shots are quite flat and quite dull. And as I said before in my videos, I like to show you all the shots I've taken, or as many of the shots as I've taken, because I want you to see the ones that are really bad as well. And there's quite a few bad ones. And it doesn't, when I'm actually filming, and I was filming near the National Theatre, it doesn't really show you just how dull and overcast it was, but these really give you a good representation of what it was really like. And I wanted to get a few shots of the Thames with the different barges and the St Paul's Cathedral in the background. And I do like this shot, and this is perhaps one I'm going to go back and reshoot on a better day with a film that's probably more suited to this type of shot, and hopefully get a bit better contrast. This one's really quite flat. And zoom in a bit. So you can see it's actually, although it's very grainy, you can see how sharp the lens is, and there's nothing wrong with these Praktica lenses. Everyone says, oh, my Nikon. Oh. Well, I'm not like that. I like my Prakticas as well. Okay. And this is really the first one of the ones I liked. I like the lock and the chain. I don't even remember. I know where this is. There's a jetty you can walk out onto on the Thames, and this is basically a barrier to stop you getting up there. That's where it was. I couldn't remember where I actually shot that. And again, another one, I wanted to get this pillar, and then you can see the idea there. If the contrast of the light was right, that would look really good, but it doesn't. And there's all those little dust specks as well, which is not good at all. And I say I really underdeveloped it, and there's a few more of these. And this one I quite like because you've still got the detail in the side of this pillar here, and you've got the nice highlights there, and Blackfriars Station and the old Blackfriars Bridge supports are still there. And these are the ones I really like, because look at the contrast in that. Look at you can still see the walkie-talkie building and the other buildings in the background. You've got people underneath the bridge that are in shadow and silhouetted, and then you can still see the over here. You can still see all the detail in the bottom of the bridge, and it's like, that's really cool. I really like that, and I took 3. This was the next one. This one was slightly brighter, and again another dust mark. I could probably just do some editing with that to get rid of it. And one more group of people walking through, and can't believe how well that's come out considering what happened with the development and all the problems I've had with the film. And then we've got the pigeons sitting on the Millennium Bridge. I thought it was quite sweet, but again it was so flat, light, just really couldn't do anything that was any good, to be honest with you. And another one of my shots of the Millennium Bridge looking towards St Paul's Cathedral. Again, I need to stop doing these type of shots. I get so many of the same. And another one I really like, this is at the Globe Theatre. Now obviously it's been made into the shape of a cross, but I don't know the reason behind it. Is there anything Shakespeare in this? Because I don't really know. If you can tell me, if you know there's a reason for it, like this type of I think it's wheat, isn't it? It's shaped in the form of a cross and then stuck on the door. So I don't know. Perhaps you could tell me. And this was taken with the 135 lens. These are all quite a lot softer than the other shots as well. Not particularly brilliant. Again, the idea is there, and if this was taken well, it would have been quite a nice shot to have all this in different tonal ranges, but it just hasn't worked properly. And last couple of shots, I quite like this one of the subway sign, and with the other signpost in the background out of focus. As I say, this was a bit of a disaster in the sense of development and seeing all the problems with the dust. However, that's not the important. The important thing is that it shows how good the Praktica is as a lens, because when you zoom in, you can see how sharp the actual points are that I've brought up. Anyway, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and we will see you in the next video.